to you because there is a mighty blue wave that is enveloping this entire island. This island of Tobago, our home. Because for too long we have walked through the wilderness. And now it's time for a washing.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people, you're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
Bounty 28, we are going to capsize the barrel of crab.
Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue.
Come let me paint it blue.
It's a blue.
Let the old red
taking back our heritage for me and you. Blue earth. It's a blue earth. Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue. Blue earth. It's a blue earth.
Together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue earth.
We part in the Red Sea now. Them thinking that we will drown. We making the promised land the greatest little island.
Oh yeah.
Tell them we not backing down.
I can't hold from in the ground.
Tobago we kicking the barrel down. Come
wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue, blue earth.
Oh yeah, paint it blue.
Taking back
we taking over. The slavery over. For me and you.
It's a blue earth. Wash the red
it's a revolution. Taking back we own land. Come let we paint it blue. Come let we make it blue. Together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Now it's time to purify the land. Now it's time for cleansing. Now it's time to do it with purpose, with unity, and with truth. Now is it time for us to stand strong and to stand proud and to get everybody on the island on board for this blue wave that is coming, and to ensure that every valley, every hillside, every hamlet, every town, every small village, every cove is actually washed in this blue wave. So this is a call for the 60,000 strong. Whether they're coming from the east, whether they're coming from the north, whether they're coming from the south, whether they're coming from the west, we want 60,000 strong. Let us converge, let us come together, and let us change this land. We have to continue this revolution. We started in 2021, and we are going to continue it in 2025. God will help us, brothers and sisters, and this blue wave will cleanse the land. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Oh God, wait, I'm running and put on my jersey. The blue wave coming, I'm going to put on my jersey. Hold on. Yes. Let me see where on the TV they know.
The political campaign will be conducted like church.
Yes, man. Look me chief on TV. Sensible story. Let me sit back and listen to him.
Brothers and sisters, I come to you at this time not just as the leader of this great revolution, but I come to you because there is a mighty blue wave that is enveloping this entire island, this island of Tobago, our home. Because for too long we have walked through the wilderness, and now it's time for a washing.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people, you're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
Bounty 28, we are going to capsize the barrel of crap.
Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue.
Come let me paint it blue.
It's a blue
Make the old red
taking back our heritage for me and you. Blue earth, it's a blue earth. Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue. Blue earth, it's a blue earth.
together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Pollard, we part in the Red Sea now. Them thinking that we will drum. We making the promised land, the greatest little island.
Oh yeah.
Tell them we not backing down.
And can't hold from in the ground.
Tobago, we kicking the barrel down. Come
Wash
now,
the red paint off the land.
Let me
Let's
wash it
paint it blue, blue wave.
oh yeah, paint it
Taking
blue.
back
We
our
taking over.
heritage for
The slavery
me
over.
and you, blue
For
wave.
me and you.
It's a blue wave. Wash the red
It's a
paint off
revolution.
the land.
Taking
Let's
back we own
paint it
land.
blue,
Come
blue
now we
wave.
paint it blue.
It's a
Come
blue
now we
wave.
making blue.
Together, 60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Now it's time to purify the land. Now it's time for cleansing. Now it's time to do it with purpose, with unity, and with truth. Now is it time for us to stand strong and to stand proud and to get everybody on the island on board for this blue wave that is coming, and to ensure that every valley, every hillside, every hamlet, every town, every small village, every cove is actually washed in this blue wave. So this is a call for the 60,000 strong. Whether they're coming from the east, whether they're coming from the north, whether they're coming from the south, whether they're coming from the west, we want 60,000 strong. Let us converge, let us come together, and let us change this land. We have to continue this revolution. We started in 2021, and we are going to continue it in 2025. God will help us, brothers and sisters, and this blue wave will cleanse the land. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. The blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago.
Oh God, wait. I'm running and put on my jersey. The blue wave coming. I'm going to...
Developing this entire island, this island of Tobago, our home. Because for too long we have walked through the wilderness. And now it's time for a washing.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people, you're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
Bounty 28, we are going to capsize the barrel of crap.
Wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue.
Come now we paint it blue.
It's a blue
Make the old red
taking back our heritage heritage for me and you. It's a blue wave. Wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue. Blue wave. It's a blue wave.
Together
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Pollard, we part in the Red Sea now. Them thinking that we will drum. We making the promised land, the greatest little island.
Oh yeah.
Tell them we not backing down.
Anchor hold from in the ground.
Tobago, we kicking the barrel down. Come
Wash
now,
the red paint off the land.
Let me
Let's
wash it
paint it blue. Blue wave.
boy, paint it
Taking
blue.
back
We
our
taking over.
heritage for
The slavery
me
over.
and you. Blue
For
wave.
me and you.
It's a blue wave. Wash the red
It's a
paint off
revolution.
the land.
Taking
Let's
back we own
paint it
land.
blue.
Come now, we paint it blue.
It's a
Come
blue
now, we
wave.
making new.
Together 60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Now it's time to purify the land. Now it's time for cleansing. Now it's time to do it with purpose, with unity, and with truth. Now is it time for us to stand strong and to stand proud and to get everybody on the island on board for this blue wave that is coming, and to ensure that every valley, every hillside, every hamlet, every town, every small village, every cove is actually washed in this blue wave. So this is a call for the 60,000 strong. Whether they're coming from the east, whether they're coming from the north, whether they're coming from the south, whether they're coming from the west, we want 60,000 strong. Let us converge, let us come together, and let us change this land. We have to continue this revolution. We started in 2021, and we are going to continue it in 2025. God will help us, brothers and sisters, and this blue wave will cleanse the land. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. The blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago.
Come for the change of day. Come for everything. Come. All right now. You ready to play the stage song? This song is my road march. Run it one time. Why? Girl, you stand up there with a phone in your hand. Girl, your mama stage like a woman when we woman. You face good body with a top and load of bang. All across from the place when I run and finish bang. I come out the place, we here come to stand. Apples in my waist, we come here to drown. Music in my brain, liquor in my vein. You better you stay at home or stay in your lane. You can't play mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Boy, if you can't play mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Boy, if you can't play mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Boy, if you can't play mass, what is that? Yes and I'm blind. Yes and I'm blind. Yes and I'm blind. Yes and I'm blind. Well, lad. Wait. Listen. I come here to pose. Hot behind their hand. Them days the woes. Now they posing for Instagram. Why put on that phone? Stand around my day. Go and find a girl. I start Eva Carnal. I come here for pace. Me here come to start. Give me. I put in my waist up. Hey, music in my brain. Liquor in my vein. Even though you stay at home, or stay in your lane. If you can't be mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Hey! If you can't be mass, I tell you don't come and stay. If you can't be mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Well, yeah. If you can't be mass, I tell you don't come and stay. Yes, and apply. Yes, and apply. Yes, and apply. Yes, and apply. Why? This is Pocky. I love you, Tobago. I love you. TPP. Say yeah. TPP. TPP. There you go.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people. You're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
Bounty 28, we are going to capsize the barrel of crap.
Wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue.
Come let me paint it blue. Make the old red
Taking back our heritage for me and you. It's a blue earth. Wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue. It's a blue earth.
together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Pollard, we part in the Red Sea now. Them thinking that we would drum. We making the promised land, the greatest little island.
Oh yeah.
Tell them we not backing down.
Anchor hold for me the ground.
Tobago, we kicking the barrel down. Come
Wash
now,
the red paint off the land.
Let me
Let's
wash it
paint it blue, blue wave.
oh yeah, paint it
Taking
blue.
back
We
our
taking over.
heritage for
The slavery
me
over.
and you, blue
For
wave.
me and you.
It's a blue wave. Wash the red
It's a
paint off
revolution.
the land.
Taking
Let's
back we own
paint it
land.
blue,
Come
blue
now we
wave.
paint it blue.
It's a
Come
blue
now we
wave.
making together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Now it's time to purify the land. Now it's time for cleansing. Now it's time to do it with purpose, with unity, and with truth. Now is it time for us to stand strong and to stand proud and to get everybody on the island on board for this blue wave that is coming, and to ensure that every valley, every hillside, every hamlet, every town, every small village, every cove is actually washed in this blue wave. So this is a call for the 60,000 strong. Whether they're coming from the east, whether they're coming from the north, whether they're coming from the south, whether they're coming from the west, we want 60,000 strong. Let us converge, let us come together, and let us change this land. We have to continue this revolution. We started in 2021, and we are going to continue it in 2025. God will help us, brothers and sisters, and this blue wave will cleanse the land. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave.
9th December 2025, and you're in Punch Bowl at Mason Hall. We are about to start our program this evening. And we believe in the Almighty. At this point in time, we're preparing to do our prayer. Our brother, Bevon Dennis, will lead us in prayer. Wherever you are, reverence with us as we ask God's blessing on this program.
Good night to all of you, members of Mason Hall and Environs TPP family. Let us all acknowledge at this time, Almighty God, bow your heads, close your eyes in reverence. Dear Lord, your mercy is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reacheth the clouds. Your righteousness is like the mountains. Your judgment is deep. Oh, how excellent and wonderful you are, dear Lord, that even your children, they trust themselves beneath your wings. Tonight, dear Lord, cause us to remember the servants of old, our forefathers, even Moses, Aaron, Joshua. As we recall the children of Israel, 400 years in slavery in Egypt. And God did not send one man. He did not send a lone individual. But together he united a family. And he caused the people to move out of their enslavement. But what is difficult for us to understand is that the enslaved knows no change. The enslaved mind is a mind that understands comfort. With great bondage, there is great pain. So tonight, I ask you, dear Lord, to remove from us that murmuring voice, that descending voice, even among us. There are those, even a while ago, they don't understand. They don't understand that we must unite. We must anchor our thoughts and our energies towards one common goal. When we falter, like Moses, we can only see the promised land. Remain steadfast. And dear Lord, I ask you to give us that Gideon spirit. Give us that fighting spirit, dear Lord. We don't need 20,000. We need 300 strong men ready to fight. And dear Lord, move before us. Go before us and take us through. As we begin this evening's proceedings, your word says to us, wisdom is easy for those who understand. And I ask the question, what is the difference between a wise man and a fool? Let us be wise. Let us understand that we cannot take Tobago forward if we are tearing each other apart. So tonight, dear Lord, I ask you to bless each and every speaker. Bless Assemblyman Ian Whitey Pollard as he embarked on another journey. Give him 4 more years to complete the work that he has started, to build Mason Hall, Moriah, and the environs, so that we in this district can realize the development that we longed for. Almighty God, let not the foot of pride come against us. Let not the hand of the wicked remove us. Wonderful and gracious you are, my God. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Bevon Dennis. Could we please stand for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers and sisters, friends, well-wishers, TPP family, Chairman of the Tobago People's Party, Sister Ann Natasha II, Political leader of the Tobago People's Party, the Honorable Farley Augustine. Deputy political leaders, Dr. Faith Brebner, Assemblyman Trevor Williamson James, Assemblyman Natisha Pantin. All members of the executive of the Tobago People's Party, members of Parliament, Tobago East and Tobago West, the Honorable David Thomas and Joel Sampson, respectively. To all secretaries and assistant secretaries. To each individual, every candidate that has chosen to carry the banner of the Tobago People's Party into the 2026 January THA election. We speak this evening and greet every member. We speak and greet even those who has not just yet joined our journey and our struggle. Brothers and sisters, good evening. No, something wrong. DJ, give me that rhythm there, please. DJ, give me that rhythm. Are we feeling a little bit chilly? Give me that rhythm, Mr. DJ, Madam DJ. We need to warm up. A little more, a little more. Up the tempo, up the tempo, up the, up the tempo for me. Up. TPP and you're ready, raise your hand. TPP and you're ready, raise your hand. TPP and you're ready and you really wanna show it. TPP and you're ready, raise your hand. Where the flags? Where the flags? Where the horn? Where the whistle? Thank you, Mr. DJ. Tobago people, good evening. Today's Tuesday, 9th December 2025, and you're inside Punch Bowl in Mason Hall. Brothers and sisters, we are mindful when we attend these meetings. It is a process for learning. It is a place where we are reminded the reason for our being and our gathering. We must remember, brothers and sisters, that the struggle for the Tobago people is not about color. The struggle for the Tobago people, brothers and sisters, showers of blessings. Showers of blessings. The struggle for the Tobago people is not about a villager you like and you don't like. We are reminded that the true battle, the source, the root of our battle, brothers and sisters, is about entities outside of Tobago actually raging war for this little island that is 116 square miles. We must ask ourselves, what is the reason? What is the attraction that there are actually, brothers and sisters, entities, continents, thousands of miles bigger than us, raging war with each other, raging war, ferocious battle for this little island. Tobago, how you sweet so? What make you so attractive? And as we continue our meetings night after night, we will bring the education and the understanding. Tonight, brothers and sisters, is about us endorsing our candidate, our servant for the North, Whitey Pollard. This evening, I want to bring to you, to start this endorsement, a man that has caused misery to a previous central government. Once they hear the name, they seem to be very uncomfortable. They have tried all sort of things. This man, brothers and sisters, I understand originally he's a carpenter. I understand he's an architect. Someone say he's qualified and he's an advanced project manager. But for those on the red side, he's a dangerous strategist. He's one that creates an uncomfortable feeling in the bowels for them. So they have tried all sort of things. Even the Coteaux formula couldn't work on him. They brought all color shirts. Eventually, I understand that the shirts left Trinidad red. But when they meet Tobago, it turned white. This is the type of people, this is the stock, this is the caliber of persons we have within our shores, brothers and sisters. Tonight, I welcome to endorse our candidate, no other but Dr. Trevor Williamson James.
Well, now make them stop your flow, oh, oh. Progressive from your little bit to grow, oh. Now make them come stop your flow, oh, oh. Kelly tell them, don't them know, say. No make nobody tell you you cannot make it. Them wrong. Just hold on upon His Majesty and be strong. No make nobody tell you that you cannot make it. Them wrong. I know for we look in a sinking sun. No make nobody tell you that you cannot make it. Them wrong. Remember, faith is all I know. John try it from it little and I grow. Me no time for sit down in and no time for take no chair. Remember doubtful Thomas never reach nowhere in our life yet. I will eat what time me face, I will eat what disrespect. Turn me eye to the Father, ask Him I want me. When I do me ambitious, me ambitious, me ambitious, me ambitious.
That remind me of my days. Good night, Mason Hall. We are in the valley and we expect some shower, but we ain't running. We're not running again. We, Tobago is, we ain't running, we ain't hiding, and we ain't shame. So good night to the political leader. Good night to all other deputy political leaders. Special good night to my comrade, Ian Whitey Pollard.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
Special good night to the chairman of the party and other executive members. And of course, to the Queen of the North, Mrs. Pollard. It is an honor to be asked to endorse Ian Whitey Pollard. Some of us know him as maybe the first Mason Hall villager to obtain a football scholarship. Some of us know him as one of the leading football coaches in Mason Hall. But I know him as the little fella in first form who, when Robbie came back and began talking this talk of autonomy and self-determination and oil and gas in the waters, who in first form we could have sit down with Ashworth and a group of us and have discussions. And I think it is from there that fire for the politics was born. I remember him supporting, running around behind Hochoy, running around behind the DAC as a young fella, and he has paid his dues supporting Mr. Jack in the minority office for years. And so when I thought about it, the only thing that came to mind was loyalty. Loyal to the cause of Tobago, loyal to those whom he served, loyal to the people whom he tried to represent. I remember in 2017, when my cousin and friend Watson Duke asked me to assist in the PDP, Pollard and I had lands in Annersville, and we used to go out there in the morning, we're frustrated, and we used to talk, and I say, boy, Ian, you had to come into the thing, and he kept saying, no, he said, Trevor, well, he just called me BG, he said, BG, Tobago people not loyal. When I ready to serve, I need loyalty, and they're not loyal. Eventually he came and he assisted Melanie Roberts. And we lost that seat in Mason Hall, but we should have won. And I remember how he stayed in his house for days, can't come out because of that loss. 10 to 1, he was crying, bucket that drops. After that, 2021, I was asked to serve on the screening committee for the PDP. And I kept telling him, man, boy, we need people to transition from the generation before us to the generation to come. And eventually, I assume with prodding from other people, he eventually came in. And one of the things we discussed is whether we could build this circle of loyalty. And if you know Pollard, if he puts his mind to serve, he goes at it 100%. No holding back. So, because we're in the valley and because we're expecting rain, I want to be short. I want to say that Mr. Pollard has demonstrated to the people of Tobago, to the people of Mason Hall, to the people of Moriah, that even without resources, he will put his hand in his pocket for the people.
You respect that? You respect that?
He kept the football here 3 years running with little or no help from anybody, putting his hand in his pocket, bringing villages in the north together to compete, creating economic activity in Mason Hall. And that is why we call him the King of the North.
You respect that? You respect
King of the North. When the Division of Infrastructure could not assist, he had to pay his excavator. I see him on TikTok and Facebook last week, still cutting road for people with the own excavator. Now, this is the servant type leader that Tobago wants and Tobago needs. We need people who understand that if you're getting into politics, you have to pay your dues up front. You have to demonstrate your ability to support those who before you, demonstrate your ability to serve in the political party before you could put yourself. And when you put yourself, demonstrate that you're going 150%. Because this is not about me, this is not about you, this is about the next generation of people that we set the example for. And we want, especially as we move into the next 4 years, because I have no doubt that Pollard is going to win. I have no doubt that with the support of the people from the district, that he is going to win. And as we go into the next 4 years, I want to see a resounding victory in Mason Hall, Moriah. I think the last time he won by 700 votes. Our goal in Mason Hall, Moriah, after all the brouhaha, is to ensure that that victory goes up by 1,000 votes. We must wipe the PNM out of Mason Hall, Moriah forever. Whether the EBC take 49, 48, and they do whatever they want, we're going to bring home this seat 1,000 ahead of the PNM and the IDA and whoever other data that they have. So, if you're from Easterfield, who we voting for? If you're from Devines Road, Coteaux, King Peter's Bay Road, King Peter's Bay Hill. I remember when we went up there, just after he won and thing, and we both told me COVID, and we keep talking on the phone, boy, what we gonna do, He said, there's some steps. The first thing we had to do, Trevor, the first thing we had to do is fix them steps. We had to move them steps, them people. He said he walk up there, and our old lady in a wheelbarrow trying to go up, and he don't understand how decades and decades and decades, they can't move, they can't fix them steps. So he called me a day, he said, come up and let me go and see them steps. And he said, hey, let me tell you something. I ain't taking no from you, You say that contractor, man, I ain't taking no. Find a way to move them steps. That is Ian. Always advocating for those who he feels has been wronged. And we went up there on his prodding and removed those 198 or 298 steps.
You respect that?
And it stands today as one of the iconic projects that the division and the THA built in the last 4 years. Pollard. So, next 4 years, I have no doubt that the promises he made that he couldn't deliver in the first 4, that he's going to bring a fire station to Mason Hall, Moriah. I have no doubt that that will be done. that he's going to bring a sub-bus hub, taxi hub in Mason Hall, Moriah, as we build up the one in Scarborough, to ensure that we can have buses move from Scarborough to Mason Hall and then from Mason Hall to Castor and Parlatuvier and Lansfamy and so on, and over to Mount St. George, that will be done, no doubt, because this is the man with no resources. And of course, the gas station. This is the man with no resources, had to cut and contrive in a division of settlements and gave out the most grants ever given out in a 4-year period to Tobago persons who are in need.
You respect that? You respect that?
And you see him dressing up in a fancy suit that he wife buy for him. But he goes to work, and he goes to work for 8 o'clock. Every morning. We have a little talk with us talk every morning. And every morning when I late trying to take care of my little family and so on, Pollard dressing James are going to the cowboy. He's going to work for 8 o'clock. That is the servant that you need. That is the servant that you need. So whether your name is Crushy, whether your name is Balfour, whether your name is Price, whether your name is Utley, definitely if your name is Pollard, whether your name is Spencer, whether your name is Forbes, Thomas, Johnson, Lyons, or George, come January 12th, remember that hype don't win election, votes do, so we'll come out in your numbers and vote for the servant of the North and make him king of the North on January 13th. Thank you.
Well, now make them stop the flow, oh, oh. Progressive from your little bit of grow, oh. Now make them come stop your flow, oh, oh. Yeah, tell them, don't them no, say. Now make nobody tell you cannot make it, them wrong. Just hold on His Majesty and be strong. Now make nobody tell you that you cannot, tell you that you cannot, tell you that you cannot, tell you that you cannot.
Brothers and sisters, thank you, Dr. Trevor Williamson James. I speak that into happening. Just in case you're not sure what you're seeing or what you're hearing, this is the Tobago People's Party. Let me hear you. Today is Tuesday, the 9th day, December 2025, and we had Punch Bowl in Mason Hall. What type of bowl? You know it is punch. You need to punch that paper. But you're going to give it not a violent punch, but a punch enough that the X register where the X will be by the brothers and sisters. Tonight we in Punch Bowl endorsing the servant of the. Now I'm hearing that these red people always have a problem with us. If we do something, they have problem. We do nothing, they have problem. I'm going to call another person to endorse our servant of the North. Whether they look good, well, I hear they always look good. But the other side always a problem with them. They don't believe that brains and beauty can fit in the same book. This is a secretary that held down the division of education steadfast. Then they assisted us in culture and brought, brothers and sisters, one of the greatest growing event in Tobago, the Tobago Carnival. Well, I hear like they had to build another stage in the sea for next rounds. Because the numbers climbing, we will deal with that. Brothers and sisters, come in on the lectern to support your candidate. It's Zorisha, Secretary Hackett.
Straight victory. Bethesda. Look Coteaux. Who not ready? Who we want here? Who we need? Here. No counterfeit, we need a real view. Tell the opposition one see and never two. Boom, boom, boom. One see and never two.
Mason Hall North, good night. TPP family, good night. Allow me to recognize the political leader of this great political organization, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine. And in our presence, we have our chairman, Miss Anne Natasha II, and all other executive members. And of course, my colleagues of the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly. Good night. But most importantly, you, our TPP supporters, who've traveled from Charlottesville to Crown Point, east and west, to meet us here in Tobago North to support the servant of the North. Whitey, good night. I'm in your area tonight. Now, for those who don't know, Ian, Whitey, Pollard, and I share a part of Moriah. Did you all know that? Woodlands Moriah is actually cut in two. Part of it belongs to the electoral district of Bethesda, Coteaux, and the other part to Mason Hall North Moriah. Something about the Mason Hall North alike. And so Mr. Pollard and I, because we share that boundary, we have a very good relationship. Because we don't believe in what side of Woodlands you're living on. No. You are a Tobagonian. And so your servant leaders serve you.
You respect that. You respect that.
And so tonight, I had to come here to Punch Bowl to endorse my colleague, your servant leader, Ian Whitey Pollard.
You respect that.
Now, Mason Hall North, Moriah, listen to this. Our political journey began on the 26th of January 2021 in what we call a 6-6, that 6-6 period. And 6 of us on this side, Farley Augustine, Watson Duke, Terence Baines, Faith Brebner, Zorisha Hackett, and yours truly. Our Ian Whitey Pollard were the 6 members on that PDP team. And in that time, of course, we were going through that COVID period. Very trying time for us as Tobagonians. We stood together. But let me tell you what I appreciated about Whitey. There was no day that passed by where Whitey did not advocate for us to find a way to clear that deadlock. So 6 colleagues on the outside could have an opportunity to return to the polls. And so for that 11 months, while Megan and Joel and Trevor are trying to remember the others. No, Tate wasn't there yet. Wasn't there yet. So let me say it again. Megan, Trevor, Wasp, Abby, Jamie, and who else? And Notsi. The 6 of them on the outside. And Pollard kept knocking that door to ensure that his constituent, Keith Rowley, understood the assignment. And 11 months later, we returned to the polls without Jamie, but adding Sonny and Niall and Natisha and Tate to ensure that we took home a 50-0 and sometime over the night, 14-1 victory. And so when I look at Pollard and the fact that this is going to be his 3rd term in office, yes, 3, because we count in the 6-6 period, I look at the strength, the steadfastness, the perseverance, the determination of your son of the soil, Mason Hall. And his mettle was tested just a week ago, that screening period. What a test! Listen, it's in those moments when we understand the true essence of a man. He didn't stop working. He didn't stop reaching out to his people. He kept on keeping on. And that is who Ian Whitey Pollard is.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
Now when I listen, because I'm a political newbie when compared to the greats of Whitey, but when I listen to the politics politics of the day. Ian was born to be a politician, sitting at the feet of our greats, and he speaks about it all the time. As a little boy running behind Ashworth. Is Mr. Jack in the building tonight? Ashworth, where are you? Yes, Mr. Jack, good night. You have people like Whitey looking up to you. And so it was his destiny to end up in the politics. And that's the thing, eh? Sometimes the thing calling you and you're not coming. You spoke about it, Mr. James, calling him. And so naturally, he fit into this role of not only area representative, but as Secretary of Settlements, Public Utilities, and Rural Development. And I want to speak about that for a bit. Because again, challenge is nothing new to Whitey. From day one, Ian Pollard came into this division of settlements with a goal to build more houses than any other administration. But sometimes you have to just work and keep your desires to yourself. Because he met so many challenges. Allocations not coming. All kind of tie up with tongue and country. And every possible issue. But Whitey kept it moving. And so the grants and everything else that he had under his purview, he ensured that you Tobagonians benefited from it. So we have the Riceland and the Shervan estates shaping up nicely. Progression at Corland. And of course, an expansion of the homes of Adventia in the horizon. But one of his life's quest is that Alma estate, and he speaks about it all the time. At tired I talk about it. Tobagonians need to be in charge of their own property. If you have land, you rule your destiny. And that is one of the quests, one of the missions of Ian Whitey Pollard. Whitey, where you? I know you like big entrance. So you're somewhere waiting to come in with your team. Servant of the North, your leadership with your Lenhan crew. And if the Lenhan crew is here tonight, big up all yourself. Listen. As area representatives, I don't know if a lot of people know, but the funding utilized for all of these district initiatives come out of our pocket. I'm sure if Whitey is to count the money spent in Mason Hall, North Moriah, he must reach $1 million by now. Because the initiatives, listen, just to mobilize a crew, although they may not be paid, you have to feed them. You have to ensure they're hydrated. You have to ensure that your equipment is running. And so for Whitey to get up every weekend, and I've seen during the week too, and ensure he pushes, because you have to push the team, eh? Sometimes you lead from the front, sometimes from the side, and from the back. And the kind of motivation I saw from this Lenhan crew, it is because the leader you have is one who is pushing you, understanding that Tobago is we. And if Tobago is we, your servant leader deserves another opportunity to materialize every hope and aspiration he has for you, Mason Hall, Moriah. He deserves it.
You respect
he deserves
that.
it.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
In our candidate launch last Monday on the Esplanade, a lot of us were brought to tears, emotions, because right in that moment we saw the love, not only of a representative for his people, but of a people for your representative. And you see, when your people love their representative, when a people love their representative, trust me, it's a beautiful thing. And what I saw on the Esplanade last week, fitting slogan, Tobago is we. Tobago is we. Ian Whitey Pollard, every good thing coming to you, you deserve it. You deserve it, and we are not perfect. None of us are. Each of us has come up short because we had aspirations to fix this island. We didn't know the fixes would have been so much, and the expectations would have been so high. But you saw our struggles. You saw the effort made, and you stood by us through every dark in the last 4 years. But if it's one representative deserves an opportunity to cut the of Kwesi the veins again, is Ian Whitey Pollard. Imagine that. You run against me in January 2021. And the results to Mason Hall, Moriah came in first. All remember that? They're still counting in Golden Lane, but Moriah results in long time. You send somebody else up in December, same thing. And you recycle the candidate to send them up again, 2026 January. It's deja vu. Been there, done that. So Whitey would make light work of him. Mason Hall, Moriah, crowds, entrances, putting the candidate on your shoulder doesn't win an election. I don't want us to get carried away. Big flags, big cook. Even the efforts your representative placed in his district does not win an election. I want us to get it straight. I don't want us to get overconfident. I don't want us to lose focus. Keep your eyes on the prize, Mason Hall North, Moriah. We have work to do. And I love your numbers, James. I love the 1,000. Something but 1,000 was 700 before. 1,000. And you see that's the thing, eh? Mason Hall, Moriah numbers coming in first. So we want the motivation on January 12th. I must be somewhere in Golden Lane, Coteaux, Bethesda, and see Whitey win and understand that that means 14 more to come in to make it 15-0. Mason Hall, Moriah, do not let us down.
You respect that. You respect that.
And so every attribute exuded from your area representative is an attribute that we can proudly say is Tobagonian. That grit, that no-nonsense nature, that stick-to-itiveness, that determination, that passion, that raw energy, that humility, that as I said, no-nonsense type persona, that is Ian Whitey Pollard, is what makes us Tobagonian. We're confident, but we're humble. We're proud, but we're pious. We understand what hard work means. We understand what it means to give back. And so we're not rising without lifting our people with us. And so, Ian Whitey Pollard, I have come to endorse your candidacy. You have my 100% support, brother. Where are you? Waiting to make a grand entrance, sure. And so my TPP family, on January the 12th, yes, you're in the individual districts, all 15 of them, but I want you to keep a prayer out for every district and every representative in this race. We have to do it together. We have to ensure we bring this victory home for Tobago. It's not for us, you know, it's a we. Because Tobago is we. And I love this slogan. I love it. It speaks to collective responsibility and the fact that a man is not an island and nobody can do it alone. This is our struggle. This Tobago struggle belongs to all of us. And so, Ian, from your determination, from the screening process and everything else you've been through, I endorse you. We love you. We're going to be going out into the polls, supporting every candidate. Because Ian Whitey Pollard is we. Mason Hall North, Moriah is we. All 15 districts is we. And ladies and gentlemen, Tobago is we. On January 12th, put your X. And I love the fact that it's not a black box anymore. You realize the symbol, you're seeing it clear now. You're seeing it clear now, right? On January the 12th, we're getting up early and we're running out into all 99 polling divisions across all 15 districts and ensuring that by the time the clock strikes 6 p.m., the victory is ours. TPP family, Mason Hall North, Moriah Tobago. Tobago is.
You respect that. You respect
Tobago is. Tobago is. Good night. I love you.
TPP. Straight victory. Bethesda. Coteaux. Who no ready? Who we want here? Who we need? Zia. No counterfeit, we need a real view. Tell the opposition one Zia never two. Boom, boom, boom. One Zia never.
Redeem. Tobago people. I told you about his sister. Swanky. Brilliant. Talawa. And this is the problem the red people have. They don't believe all these attributes fits into one package. I've heard, I'm unable to confirm, but I've heard that the CSO will have engaged an entity to check the numbers of persons here tonight. But they did not anticipate the pace and the numbers, so their meter broke down somewhere about 1,600. But brothers and sisters, in spite of the numbers showing here tonight, January 12th is a Monday. January 12th, 2026 is a Monday. When you wake up on that morning, you must proceed to the polls. You have permission to brush your teeth on return. It is permissible also to deal with all matters of hygiene the night before, immediately after midnight, so that before 6 you are first at the polls. Do not go alone. Police may charge you for traveling one person in a vehicle.
You respect that.
Get to the polls and you place the X next to the Mason Hall full of talent. Mason Hall as icon. We have a gentleman in Mason Hall who has traveled the world doing entertainment. He has some of the best tracks. As a matter of fact, it is because of his faithfulness and loyalty to Tobago that he's here now. They want him all over the world. This evening, brothers and sisters, I bring to you one of the dynamic, world-class, international entertainers, Prince Unique.
Ladies! Oh, na na na. DJ! Pull up, DJ, pull up, DJ. Let me talk to the people a little bit. How are they doing? TPP. Hey, look who's here. All me people here, man. All me people here. Yeah. Tonight is a very special. Yeah, see you. Tonight is a very special night. How are you going, sir? Tonight is a very special night. I'm looking at some people in the audience. I realize I have 4 set of families in this race. 4. Mr. James, put your hands together for Mr. James, my cousin. Yeah. Mr. Tate. I ain't here no you. Mr. Tate. Yes. Let me go on the stage. Yeah. Well, we don't know what's happening to Whitey already. We don't know what's happening. So tonight I want to sing for the ladies. Ladies, I want you to support Whitey because there's no party without. There's no party without woman, right? So we're going to take this one. And I want you to sing with me. DJ, set me up. You can get up and dance to it because we celebrated the victory. We celebrated the victory. Oh, na 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 na. African lady. Listen. You are the one who make my heart sing. Swing. You are the one who make my bells ring. From the time you came into my life, I know you were the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song. TPP. King man love you. King man love you. King man love you. I'm in love. Sing again, African lady. Hey, 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 hey. King man love you. King man love you. King man love you. I'm in love. Hey. Oh, na na na. All my love is for you. Say, sometime when I feel sad and lonely, na 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 na, lady, you give me love and make me happy. Na 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 na, lady. I know many times I've done things that bring water to your eyes, but I know it's wrong, so now I apologize. Somebody sing. King man love you. King man love you. King man love you. I'm in love. 95. 90. King man love you. King man love you. King man love you. I'm in love. Yeah. Somebody make some noise for Marvin. 95 and going strong. Oh, mama. DJ, next song. Woman's World. Ladies, this one is especially for you. I want to pay close attention. Pay very close attention to this song. And I want you to sing with me. This song is big right now in South Africa. Sing. I want you to sing with me. Ladies, hey. There's no party. Oh Lord, no party without woman. Sing for me. There's no party. Oh Lord, no party without woman. They always do that. This is a woman's world. Ladies, this is a woman's world. And we're going to give Whitey all his strength. January 12th, we're going to give Whitey all his strength. Sing with me. There's no party. Sing. Oh, no party without woman. There's no party. Oh, Lord. No party without woman. Hear me now. When you party around a good man, and this I can't understand, how you leave your woman at home, and you come out your fed alone, and when the music gets sweet, there's only man on their feet. So I tell them, say with me, there's no party, louder, louder, party without woman. Tell them King's Unique, say, there's no party. No party without woman. Yeah, why? A woman walk in the bed, all them men start to sweat. Man does spend big money, once woman in the party. Well, that's what woman does do. Hey, believe what I'm telling you. Ladies, I want to see the blue in the air. Put up your hand, put it up, put it up. If you agree with me, I want to see more blue, more blue. I want you to put it up, put it up. If you agree with me, ladies, listen carefully. A woman is more than that. A woman wears different hat. High office in government, house speakers in parliament, and throughout the sporting world. Hey, woman win Olympic gold. So I tell you again, ladies, there's no party. Oh Lord, no party without woman. Prime Minister and President, women does represent. Women come out to stay with all the roles that they play. Well, that's what women does do. Hey, believe what I'm telling you. TPP ladies, say with me. Right up, right up. If you agree with me, I want you to right up, right up. If you agree with me, so let me tell you why. This is a woman's world. This is a woman's world. Oh, lady, hey, lady, tell them this is a woman's world. This is a woman's. So let me cause some controversy now. Well, this is my conclusion. A woman still needs a man to populate the world. That is a woman's world. To ensure humanity, it must be a he and she. So I tell them again, somebody say now. Oh, Lord, no party without a woman. Tell them I say, there's no party. Oh, Lord, no party without woman. Hey, hey, I want you. Thank you very much. All I want to hear something for Christmas. All I want to hear something for Christmas. And this is a true story. That's a true story. I was in New York by a friend's place. He got a phone call from Trinidad. And he put on the speaker so I could hear what the person saying. And this is what the person was saying. Give me the next one there. If you know this one, sing with me. It coming to do. She want me to send home a barrel for the Christmas. Christmas. It's a phone call I get from Beryl for the Christmas. Christmas. She want me to put this and that. She don't care if I broke or not. She wouldn't leave me alone. She on the telephone. Send to sneakers. In the barrel, send to speakers. In the barrel, and send to tweeters. In the barrel, put some pillowcase, send some toothpaste, put a telephone and a microphone. I say barrel, it coming, the barrel coming, the barrel coming to do. Barrel, it coming. The barrel coming, yeah, and I coming too, coming home for Christmas. Hey! Oh, yeah. What did we do? Oh, yeah. The barrel coming, yeah, yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. Shopping like crazy to send she everything. Because it's Christmas, she tell me, don't send me no little barrel for Christmas, Christmas. I pick up a jumbo size because they want no nice. She had me head in pain. She on the phone again. I send her 2-star in the barrel and send her blender in the barrel. Send her dryer. In the barrel, send a paintbrush and send a toothbrush and put some cassette for Auntie Yvette. I say, barrel, it coming, the barrel coming, the barrel coming to do. Barrel, it coming, the barrel coming, yeah, and I coming too, coming home for Christmas. Total blue. Now the barrel reach home and barrel. She feeling nice, but it's Christmas. But I forget to put the red nice for Christmas. Christmas. Cheryl get on the phone. They say don't come back home till you could organize another jumbo size. Send a heater in the barrel and send a blender in the barrel. Some baby powder in the barrel. Send a leg of goat, send a petticoat, put a ball of twine and a case of wine and cereal. Thank you very much. January 12th. January 12th. Show me a blue. Show me a blue. We have, listen, we had a road march coming in. Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? Ian Whitey. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly.
Tobago people. Tobago people. Tobago people. Tobago people. Remember, brothers and sisters, we must emphasize on the point. On January 12th, 2026, you go to the polls and you place your X next to the. I'm going to have a conversation with you. Lord have mercy. I'm going to have a conversation. These people have no behavior. I want to have a conversation with you about a person who is going to have. I'm going to have a talk with you. Someone is going to join this lectern in a little. I want to give you a brief bio of this person. I won't call his name. I won't tell you it's Ian Whitey Pollard that I'm speaking about. But I'm going to just read to you or share with you some information that was shared with me. Ian Whitey Pollard is proud to stand before you as a servant of the North. As a servant of the Whitey is the sixth of 8 children. Mr. Pollard has to, nevertheless. A husband, a father of 2, a grandfather of 1. His journey in service began long time ago, 49 years ago. To be exact, someone said that he has been involved in politics since 1976. Brothers and sisters, for those of us who reside in Mason Hall or know about Mason Hall people business, he attended Miss Drusilla Frank Nursery School. Remember that school? Some of us used to go Sunday school on the other side. Oh yes, sir. From 1968 to 1970, he attended that school. Then the Mason Hall Primary Government School from 1970 to 1977. At the age of 9 years, what was the age? He discovered leadership and led Tobago's first Cub Scout contingent to the first Caribbean cabaret. That was in Barbados in the year 1975. He then went to Scarborough Junior Secondary School. What we just call that school? Scarborough Sec. Don't tell me about Scarborough Junior Secondary School. He went Scarborough Sec. And later he went where? He played not basketball, not volleyball, all the no people business. He served as vice captain for the under-16 team. And brothers and sisters, and I speak to the younger ones, in the discipline or in the game of football, we learn discipline. we learn teamwork, and we learn responsibility. Ian Whitey Pollard played for teams like Invaders Youth. Anybody know that team? Mason Hall Cosmos, winning national championship, and later coaching Mason Hall United. You remember the coach? Anybody remember the coach? In 1987, Mr. Pollard won a football scholarship to the University of New Haven in Connecticut. In other words, he studied in America. Mr. Whitey Hot. Mr. Whitey Ian Pollard, or Ian Whitey Pollard, or Pollard Ian Whitey, anyhow you want to mix it up. Once you place the X next to the anchor, graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, a Bachelor of Arts in Economics, and an associate degree in finance. In other words, he studied money and the friends of money. After returning home, he worked as an accountant, a financial manager, and later engaged in entrepreneurial activities in real estate. In other words, he sold land, or he sold the land, or engaged in land development. He also served as a research officer in the office of the minority leader and as an advisor to the Minister of Tobago Development. Remember those days? In 2021, brothers and sisters, friends, well-wishers, and even those who hearing this and getting a problem, some of them in red. In 2021, Mr. Ian Whitey Pollard accepted the challenge of being the area representative for Mason Hall and Moriah. It is in that pursuit of life, brothers and sisters, that he further appreciated the experience and the lesson learned on the football field, in the classroom, in business, and in public life. These are the experiences and the pursuits that prepare you for life real challenges. His mission is simple. It's to work with you and to transform your ideas, your conversations into meaningful and tangible benefits to his community and to all that he served. Mr. Ian Whitey Pollard is prepared to play his part as a team player in making Tobago the greatest island on the planet. At this point in time, I want to be very clear in this disclaimer. Mr. Ian Whitey Pollard, in spite of his smooth, dark, slick finish, someone chose to call him Whitey. Brothers and sisters, make room. Make some room. The founder of the Lenhan crew, the servant of the North, make some room. I present to you.
Where are they? All you come in. Come in. 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 All you come in.
Make the room. 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 Make the room.
Paint and oil, rub it all over. Ready to dirty my finger. Chop chop come from up Grenada. So let me get dirty together. Don't afraid to go down low, go down low. Play up in your so and so. With people you do not know, cause it's true in your pressure. Afraid to go down low, play up in your so and so. With people you do not know, cause it's true in your pressure. Start it, bring out the posy. I love how she wrong and she rosy. Bending she back like she bossy. I come out to got in the finger. I come out to got in the finger. I come out to got in the finger. I'm ready to got in the finger. Chop chop come from a Grenada. So let me get. Whitey run the road, yeah, run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. One time, two time, who know this score. TPP, but we want some more. Servant had enough, him had the chosen one. Till the job is complete, till the victory won. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. One time, two time, who no know this score. TPP, but we want some more. Servant had enough, him had the chosen one. Till the job is complete, till the victory won. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Miss and Moriah, that's where we belong. One time, two time, who no know this score. TPP, but we want some more. Servant had enough, him had the chosen one.
You respect that? You respect that?
A pleasant good night to everyone. A pleasant good night to the Chief Secretary, Mr. Farley Augustine, to Ms. Ann Second, the Chairman of the TPP, all area representatives, Ms. Zia Hackett, Mr. Trevor James, Mr. Wayne Clark, Mr. Niall George, Megan Morrison. We have Secretary Petaloran Roberts, and all those who are in the back. And Mr. Tate, the mighty man, my buddy. Secretary Trevor James. And to you, the constituent or the residents of Mason Hall, Moriah, and all TPP family, a pleasant good night. I want to thank my two colleagues that endorsed me, Ms. Zia Hackett and Secretary Trevor James. But tonight I want to have a conversation with everyone, especially the residents of Mason Hall, Moriah. A talk. Okay, no, I'll have a talk with the people. Now, all the accolades was given out to me by my colleagues. I have a serious disposition, but I have a soft heart. Not tonight. But this struggle has been a long one. And as Secretary James or Secretary Hackett said, this year is 49 years I've been in politics. And
You respect that? You respect that?
It's about service. It's about service to your people. And I will be the first one to be frank with the people of Mason Hall, Moriah. I take full responsibility. I could have done more. But it wasn't because of my not being wanting to do it. But I want to let you all know the financial constraints that we suffered for 3 years and 4 months under the wicked PNM regime is part and parcel for where we are today, why we are not where we are supposed to be. I'll give you all some example later on, but steer the course to Begonian. Don't be carried away by this entrance and this number of persons. What I want to implore you all to do is on the 12th of January, is to take everyone out and vote unanimously for the 15 candidates of the TPP.
You respect that? You respect that?
Let us get them off the island once and for all. You see, my training, as Mr. Ogi said, is finance. And I could never go wrong because the Bible speaks of it in Ecclesiastic, that money solves everything. And I want to let you all know that it's not because the 14 representatives did not deliver for you that you hold grudges, that you bar talk, that you stay away from the poll. Leadership from outside and leadership from inside is two different leadership. Because we all go in with grand plans, grandiose plans. But when we get in there, it is something different. That's why I told my team, my Lenhan crew, and all my action group personnel when we had a meeting about a week and a half ago, that the Lenhan group was just the start of it. The start for all Tobagonian. We will never get to that place with the financial constraint that we have. But because of where I sit, the division that I run, that I have to interface with persons who are living in squalor, we Tobagonians know about helping each other. And that is what we have to get back to. We have to get back to that. Because it's by giving you receive. And God blesses you. From what I'm doing, and the Lenhan crew, and I have to big them up because I'm not a tradesman. I don't have no skills in these. But I call these guys together, and they're from time I call, helping people who are in need. I get calls from persons in America and England. Persons are willing to ship barrels of clothes, food stuff, so that we could distribute to persons in need. Because they are following us. Tobago, TPP is on the right chart. TPP is on the right course. The road is not going to be smooth. It's going to be bumpy. But steer the course. Steer the course. As my colleague, Ms. Hackett said, our team, Tobago is we. Tobago is we. We cannot afford to have persons coming here and fix it. We have to fix it. We need all the support. When I met with the team on Tuesday, I'm enlightened that the screening process went the way it was. Trust me. Because I was always confident. Some persons think that, okay, nobody shouldn't challenge. Competition is healthy. Competition is healthy. Because me and my colleagues, we have sometimes conversations in the morning. And I was telling my colleagues that sometime in April I've been watching and I'm saying, I've gone through the to and fro my electoral district. And to find somebody with that political drive and who wants to get into politics, I cannot find no one in my electoral district. And boom, the bell rang, and 3 persons came up. I will want them to steer the course because politics is everything that we do. You just have to have care and love for the people. And don't go in for it yourself. It's about the people. So all those who came forward and put forward their hat in the ring, I applaud you. I hold no malice.
You respect that? You respect that?
I hold no malice. If I was not selected, I would have supported the candidate the same way. Because 49 years of struggle can't just go down the drain because you weren't selected. And I always believe that God had a better plan for me. So I want you all to go out and support each candidate. Put aside your differences. Put aside your differences. Tobago is a bigger picture, not your ego. Because we have some people think that you didn't get a drain, your son didn't get a work. We can't employ everyone. With the meager money that we receive, we cannot employ everyone. Now that we have a better relationship with the government in Trinidad, you could expect. But please, curb your expectations. Because more money means more problems. Not because we're getting a higher budgetary allocation, we could hire everyone. That is not possible. Work with us. It's over a 4-year period. There's no doubt in my mind that we'll win we'll win all 15 seats. But don't be angry with your area representative because you can't get on to us. Since the screening, I now have to hire someone to just deal with my phone. Because sometime 2 o'clock in the morning, the phone is ringing. I had a joke. My last stint, my wife and I was going to bed about 11 o'clock, and the phone rang. And a young woman, I had the phone on speaker, so my wife couldn't think I was talking to anybody else. And the young lady called me and asked me for money to do a paternity test. Because the child father, I believe the child is young, so she wants $1,400 borrowed to do a paternity test. Now, these are the things that we don't come out and talk to let you all know what we go through every day. So sometimes you call us and you can't get us. Sometimes it's just because we're mentally weary. We're not supposed to turn our backs on you all, but sometimes we just need that time to recoup. Re-energize yourself on a daily basis. And it's not Monday to Friday, no. Area rep, we do it from Sunday to Sunday. I don't want anyone getting angry with their area reps and turn away and don't go to the voting booth.
You respect that?
I don't want that. Persons have followed in politics from 1976 as Secretary James and from Mr. Robinson, Coteaux Charles, Murphy John, J.D. Eller, coming through the ranks, Mr. Asho Jack. I never wanted to be a representative. I always wanted to be an activist. Never. But this was a case of Jonah and the whale. You're running from where God sent you. We eventually end up right there. But probably God sees something in me that I don't see. But I'm hoping that I could bring relief to my people. Now a little bit about what we have done in this electoral district. I want to thank Secretary James for that road in Bay Hill. That the same PNM candidate that is walking around today told the people at Bay Hill that no road couldn't go there. And the same road he's trekking on now to go and ask them to vote for him. You'll never find me on a political platform attacking my opponent. I will never do that. I am not tech savvy, so I'm not going on social media. You'll never see me do that. I am not taking my politics down into the gutter. I have fought too hard for Tobago for 49 years. For them to take me down into the abyss. I would never ever do that. But to hear these hypocrites all of a sudden found themselves and want to say Tobago first again. For 21 years you had us, and where were we for 21 years? I have these things that you all have to remember as electors. You cannot judge 4 years with 21 years. You cannot do that. Because we usually look at Mr. Orville London's first 4 years. And he was on the brink of quitting. Because the first term was horrendous. I don't know if many of you all remember that. His first 4 years in 2001 to 2005 was horrendous. What Farley, Chavez, Augustine, and this team has been able to do is chalk and cheese with less money. With less money. But I'm telling you, so beside this, the road at Bay Hill, I want to thank Secretary Hackett for the school repair program. Because we don't have enough money, so we do part by part each school. Everybody's getting a little repair. Small contractors are making some money. And don't listen to them, you know. They're saying all the money going down south of Caroni. Every contract that was given out in the school repair program was given to a Tobago contractor. Every contract. Millions of dollars. But they want to get the money and keep quiet and make you believe that we are sending the money to Trinidad. We have to go into design, build, finance modality if we are to deliver to the people of Tobago. We have to. Because I've been clamoring with the contractors. Why don't you pull your resources and tender for a job as Tobago contractors? But no, we want to show off on one another. I get a $100 million contract. I get $200 million. And we don't have the financial capacity to take on one of the projects that we have to do. The smallest project in my division is $148 million. What am I supposed to do? Wait until these contractors gather the resources and Tobagonians out there don't have houses? I've said since 2021, even though a man come off the moon with the money, I hire him in those days. But now we have to go through the procurement legislation. But I'm not going to keep back Tobago development because the Tobagonians can't get their act together. I'm not prepared to do that. Beside that, moving on, my division have embarked on a lot of roof repair program around the island. We have done 65 roof repairs to a tune of $2.2 million. We have constructed 2 rest stops. Right now, when you travel around the island, you could now go to Mount Dillon Hill very soon. There's a rest stop there, beside Mr. Broom's residence. At some time in this month, it will be open, where it's designed for the handicapped, the differently able, and male and female washroom. So you could utilize, there's one at Mount Dillon Hill, and the next one is at Lookout in Speyside. So these are the things that some of the division we are doing with the paltry sum of money we have, and partnering with Habitat for Humanity. For the community, I heard Trevor spoke about it. I saw that we didn't have the finances to do or to keep the flag of TPP flying high in this area. 3 years of football between Mason and Moriah has cost me $200,000 out of my pocket. $200,000. I have never asked for contribution from anyone in the community. The revival of where we have the river, where we keep our river line, the water wheel, everything comes from my pocket. And it comes from all area pocket. So when you see things are happening, don't think that we are giving a stipend to do things within the community. It is out of our salary we do it. But thank God for the Lenhan crew that really brought us to where we are today, because I mean we are international now with Anselm, the Lenhan crew. And the revitalization of the water wheel at Alma River is where that started. And I would like to see it replicated throughout Tobago. In all 15 constituencies or electoral district. Because everybody in every community needs a helping hand. There is someone in there that needs a helping hand. What we intend to embark on for this new fiscal is the Adelphi Estate housing development, just behind the works office, behind there. Now, as Secretary Hackett said, I came into office with a big goal, 100 units, lands and housing. It's not going to stop me. Because We have 2 housing projects. 3, Riseland, 120 units. 130 units. Adventure, 120 units. And guess what? The 22nd of December, 250 happy families will be in Tobago because I'm giving out every unit. Before they even start, a draw will take place for persons who are qualified, and we're going to give out every unit. The 50 parcels of land at Adelphi Estate, behind the works office, will be given out also. So that'll be 300 families. Will be happy for Christmas. And I'm begging persons from deep north, Castara, Parlatuvier. I have 16 parcels in Castara. I hope I could give those out also. But if you don't apply for it, I cannot give it. And I want to address you all tonight as residents. You know, I've been in this office for almost 4 years. And I had no one from my electoral district come to me and ask me for a house or land, or piece of land. As the secretary, I could handpick 25% of every development. Once you're in the system, once you're registered, to give out. And I keep saying to persons, as the government, we could only sell land at $15 per square foot. So imagine buying a lot of land for $75,000. And we are putting in all infrastructure. But there are some caveats. You have to be able to pay for the land, and you must show that you can build in 2 years. I beg and I urge persons, do not get caught up with the motor car industry. You do not need to tie your salary up for 8 and 9 years. And when the opportunity comes to own a parcel of land, you cannot. He who owns the land owns the country. I am not about rah-rah in politics. I'm about economic and financial upliftment of my people. Because we see every other race going ahead, financially, economically. And all our people are doing is saying, coming to us, we want a 10 on, 10 off. I'm going to speak the cold truth to you all tonight, you know. That is not good enough. As a people, that is not good enough. It's lucky that we have the program is only geared to Tobagonians. But if you are Trinidad and you're living here more than 5 years, you could jump in the pool. But we have to get it right, people. We have to use our savings and invest in our young people. Invest in your children. Make sure pave a way for them. A home is an essential thing, you know. A home brings stability. A good home. Some of the homes, I went to a home one time. I'm not knocking the owner because I know about economic hard times. But if I run through the front door, I'm running out the back door. This was the floor. This was the floor of the house. The front door here, the back door is behind there. So if you don't know, you could run through and end up in the back of the house. I am working assiduously to bring low-cost housing to the people of Tobago. We could get a home under 400,000. I just had a conversation with one of the abodes in Trinidad. Some houses are supposed to land here by December 30th. And if it is approved by the Executive Council, this unit which costs about $460,000. People, we have to get away from concrete and steel. It is too expensive. There's alternative material that could be used for home construction. You go to New York, you go to England, you stay in these same houses. But when you come in Tobago, you want concrete and steel. I had a meeting today with the Minister of Housing and the IADB. Because since 2020, they gave the TNT government a loan to start the housing project at Riseland. They kept the money for 4.5 years. Since 2020, from the Tobago House of Assembly. PNM did that, sorry. That $20 million that they had could have actually started the infrastructure for Iceland. But when you hear the conditions, when I spoke to them today, that they will release the funding, I will have to meet with the Secretary of Finance, the Chief Secretary, because the IDB gives you stipulation at which you could borrow the money. So we have to go back to the drawing board and have further discussion with them. But my people of Tobago, housing isn't cheap, but we have to look the best way, for the cheapest way out for you all. That is tested against earthquake and hurricane. And I think all the alternative material that has been used worldwide, they are tested for earthquake and hurricane. So, no longer you have to build a house for $500,000. Chef Pro has some beautiful design prefab homes out of China. And right now, Guyana is littered with it. So you could now invest in these. It's only $150,000 they start at. Compare that to $650,000, because the cheapest housing unit that we will deliver, the cost is $650,000. How many of you all here qualify for $650,000 as a mortgage? So we have to get it right, people. We have to get it right. Another thing that I've done quietly, because me coming from the private sector, we know we get things done quickly in the private sector, but the public sector is always some hurdle. I've had discussion with the Senior State Council, and for Adelphi South, I call it, that is for all the lands coming into Masonol from Concordia on the left-hand side. 144 acres, valued at 30.5 million TT. I did the work quietly. I gave it to my chief secretary. And on our meeting, when the Prime Minister was here, she looked to the Minister of Lands, Mr. Saddam Hussein, and said, get that done as quickly as possible. It is a bit challenging to acquire the 144 acres because there are some liquidators involved. But it's one thing Mr. Hussein assured me last Friday, and this is good news to persons living on the estate. Every person living on the estate, the first step is regularization. So all the families, because if you look at the cadastral sheet, the only persons that have the deed is the Rowleys, a few couple persons. You saw that recently 20 acres was purchased by Sharon Rowley. But everybody else is living in limbo. But I'm certain by mid-next year, once Saddam Hussein, Minister Hussein, keep to his word, I'm certain that you'll be able to get your deed. And I'm hoping that they could go a step further and acquire all the rest of the lands for village expansion, for housing, for agriculture and tourism. So there are plans that this TPP will hope to bring to fruition at the end of our next 4 years to the benefit of not just the people from Masonol, Moriah, but people from Tobago. Coming to the road resurfacing program, because Secretary James received an allocation of $40 million last fiscal for road repair. You know what amount of money he had to pay to workers, the budget? $42.5 million. So there was no money to do any roads. So what Secretary James and the Division of Infrastructure and this executive has been able to do for Tobago where roads is concerned is like turning water into wine. So if your road have a little pothole, bear with us. Bear with us. We do not have the money. Secretary James is doing his best in every community to fix a couple roads. We're going to look at we always give them the worst roads. So I could tell you tonight, Belmont Branch Road, Swamp Road, and the Coteaux Road, those are the 3 roads started to be fixed in Masonol. The other shorter roads will be done in-house by the Division of Infrastructure. But for major road works, We do not have the financing to do it. But do not knock us, do not kill us. It's not that we have the money and not doing the work. Bear with us. At the end of this 4 year, and I know the able Secretary for Finance will be able to move monies around so we could be able to deliver to you all in this fiscal. The Rural Development Unit at my division has been clamoring for years, for 2 years, to revitalize the Highland Waterfall. And it only took this UNC government to give us a line item and give us $2 million to start the revitalization of the Highland Waterfall, which we intend to put washrooms, change area, benches, make Masonol and Moriah an economic hub. Just like they could make money in Argyle, we could make money here too. But it has to be done by you, the individual, you, the electorate. You all have to come together, form cooperative, whatever it takes. The first cruise ship came last year and visited the Highland Waterfall. We had about 20-something persons, and the report that was sent back was out of the water. They were pleased. We have natural treasures here that we are not utilizing, that we have to start to utilize for economic development for our area. It is my intention in my next term to construct pantens at Moriah and Mason Hall. There are already designs, but I am not into puppy showing anyone or putting up any billboard now. When we get back into office, the designs are already there, and we could start developing. We're going to move the community center off the road of Moriah and build it down at the football field. There's going to be a home for heritage there. There's plans for a swimming pool. There's plans for extension of the pavilion. There are even thoughts of making it an international cricket ground. So these are the activities we need on the north side to revitalize the north side. And my pet peeve, because I spoke to the Prime Minister about it also when she was here, we have lost 24 homes in the last 10 years on the north side due to fire. And I've been clamoring for a substation, 1 fire unit, 1 ambulance to be stationed on the north side. We have identified the parcel of land, and we're hoping that it could be constructed, because losing a home is never an easy thing. It is never an easy thing. Up to yesterday, someone came and told me that the house burned down, at least it was a foreigner living here. She just called me and told me she lost everything in going into Scarborough there, Montpelier. And she's looking to see what help she can get. But when you lose your home, you lose everything. It is hard to start over. But the fire station may not alleviate that, but at least we have it in mind that at least they could keep control of the fire before the rest of units get here. But for a unit to leave Roxborough or Canby to get to Mason, where are they coming to meet? Ashes. We are tired of losing homes on the north side, and we are hoping that we could get that done. I'm in talk with the chief fire officer also. There's a design that they use throughout Trinidad that could be replicated. And once we could get that, we could build our first fire substation on the north side of Tobago. So brothers and sisters, let me get to some of politics now. We cannot afford to lose a seat in this coming election. The trajectory that Tobago is on right now, we cannot afford to lose a seat. Do not take it for chances. Do not take it for granted that we have it already. Right now, the score is 0-0. 0-0. And I know some of us have some good Tobago bad mind. That they pick who you want, so I ain't going and vote. Put that aside. Think about your children. Think about your grandchildren. and the future that you want to create for them. Many of us say, look at our age, over 40. We are on our way out. What about the young ones at your home? We have to leave a legacy for the future generation. And that is what is important. Don't think about yourself. Think about what you could leave for your grandson, your unborn grandchildren. That is where thinking have to be. A good man leaves an inheritance for his third and fourth generation. You people who receive our 10 on, 10 off work, it's not to do the 10 on, 10 off and by 7:30 you stand at the side of the street. Go and do something productive. Go and do something productive for the betterment of your family. Because I always say that the only people the electorate wants to change is the 15 elected persons. And I always ask the question, we are talking about change. How many persons here make it their duty to try to get to work before 8 o'clock? Or stays on the job till 4 o'clock? Change comes from everyone. Tobago is we. Tobago is we. And if we don't take up the mantle to chart the course of what we want for our future generation, we'll all fall down. That's why I want to have a frontal conversation with you all. Because some of us might feel slighted by the conversation, but it's reality. It is reality. I am seeing it every day. The inner city, Mason and Moriah is dying. You remember Broad Road in the days? Broad Road was lively. All our people are doing is 10 on, 10 off. We have to have some economic activity in the center of the country. We know that finances is tough all around, but we have to do something on our own to revitalize our community. And I am making a call to the residents of Mason and Moriah, because they have started already. A number of business persons in the community have reached out to me and said that they want a meeting with us so they could plan for the movement of Mason and Moriah going forward. Elected representative alone cannot do it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know it all. I depend on all of you. So let us put our head together and build our community. There's a challenge I'm putting out to the people of Mason and Moriah tonight. Let us put our heads together and build our community. Budgetary allocation this year might be slightly better, but it's woefully short of what we really wanted. But it was better. But you and I could fix the problem. The drain is clogged and you're waiting on the government work and you have a shovel in your house. Then the land started to break away and we had to come and build a wall for $250,000. When you could take a shovel and a hoe and clear that drain, do what is needed. So I am awaiting the people of Mason and Moriah. It's not just to come and say, Mr. Pollard, I ain't had this, I ain't had no grocery. I will still give. But let us build our community. Let us build a better society for the younger generation, for the future generation. Let us come together and build Tobago, because Tobago is we. And that is a fitting slogan. Tobago is we. The money from Trinidad wouldn't fix it. You and I. You and I. And you know what's strange and hurting? We saw our grandparents did it. We saw our parents did it. What the young people don't learn is what we didn't teach them, So it's me to blame, If a young man today don't know what a top is, who is to blame? We, our generation, because we didn't pass it on to them. That's where it starts. The baton had to be handed on. We never sit with our fathers or parents long ago, make kite, we make paper boat. Have we passed that on to our children? They're on the devices, and they're quiet, and we're comfortable. Mason Hall, Moriah, Tobago. Tobago is we. So I urge you, I implore you, I know some of you all looking for the peacock, you won't get that from me. I am about economic and financial upliftment of my people. I'm about economic and financial upliftment of my people. So I would like us to stick with the TPP, go out on Monday the 12th of January, vote resoundingly. Put your X resoundingly next to the anchor and make sure that we could build a better Tobago for the future generation. I thank you.
Till the job is complete, till the victory won. Remember 2021, the history set. Islam step up, but him get fully wet. Couldn't measure up, the man couldn't float. Whitey mash him up, right out the boat.
Tobago people, you have heard your representative. Emergency, could the driver of PBW 4470, PBW 4470, attend to your vehicle immediately. The show continues. Brothers and sisters, you have heard quality. You have heard, brothers and sisters, composure, focus, passion. You have heard. So I'm saying to us tonight, when you have a group of passionate, competent professionals, management is critical. Leadership is necessary. And in order to manage or to lead a group of visionaries, you need a master visionary. Wherever I fail in grammar, you all will take me up with that tomorrow. In order to manage a group, brothers and sisters, of passionate people, you need a most passionate fella. In order to lead, we need integrity, understanding, compassion, diligence, prudence. You need someone, usually who is from the grown up. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we have an anchor. We have a leader of an anchor. We have an anchor of a leader. One who understands, one who's able to relate, and one who was very sure from an early age that his purpose is leadership. I bring to you a teacher, a friend, a brother, and I'll leave some other spaces, you'll fill it in tomorrow. I bring to you, brothers and sisters, our political leader. I bring to you a chosen one. I bring to you an anointed, the Honorable Farley, Augustine.
In a life there be imbalance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay. So keep the big one in paradise. This torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the showman.
TPP family, good night. Mason Hall, good night. Moriah, good night. Whitey, good night. Come on, come on. Whitey, good night. Yes, we are in the electoral district of Mason Hall North, Moriah. It doesn't matter what they name the district. On January 12th, by 6 p.m., this seat will be declared for Ian Whitey Pollard and the Tobago's People's Party. Tonight, I want to speak to you for a few minutes. I'm conscious of the time. But I want to share with you for a few minutes on our policy as regards to housing. And Mr. Pollard started speaking to some of these same issues. But before I get into the meat of the matter, I want to firstly commend the team that prepare our presentations for online. Because while hundreds of you are here in person, thousands are looking online. And if you are watching online, you would observe that we now have sign language to communicate with those who are hearing impaired. And so we are all about inclusion. And how you campaign is how you will govern. And so we are campaigning in a way to include all of our people, including those who have special needs. And so I want us to put our hands together and make some noise and celebrate those in our community who have special needs and who must be included in government policy. I mean, that is why when we came into office, we gave a mandate that every division must hire some special needs individuals without any interview whatsoever. And if all they could do is work for 2 hours in a day or 3 hours in a day, and if all they could do is carry around some files, then hire them to do that and pay them a full day's wage, because they must be included in our society. As a matter of fact, we still have to do more. I am still not satisfied that we're doing enough for those who have special needs. But on a later point, not tonight, we will address our policy for those who have special needs. But I must commend those with responsibility for our production. Because when we say Tobago is we, that includes our brothers and our sisters who require special assistance from us to get this message and to ensure that they live peaceful and prosperous lives here in Tobago. Tobago, how are you feeling tonight? How are you feeling tonight? And I was coming down the road and I see about 15 people with a big truck. I think the big truck originates someplace in Sandy River. And I felt sorry for them. But then I come here and I say, I must remind you that bigger than this meeting must be our turnout to the polls on January 12th. Must be the work that we put in to get the vote. Tobago, the last time I spoke to you on a platform like this about housing, I spoke to you about 2 things. I spoke to you about my own position and experience with housing, and I came and I presented to you what it actually costs for an average home here in Tobago. And at that time, an average home was somewhere around 1.5 million. And at that time, the banks were saying that to own an average house, average priced home, you must have a salary somewhere in the vicinity of 20 to 25,000 individually or together as a couple or as a family. And I spoke to you about how out of reach it is for so many of our people to own a piece of these 116 square miles. We can't talk to you about Tobago is we, and not talk to you about the fact that if Tobago really belongs to us, you must have ownership of the real estate that is Tobago. And that for far too long, too many of our people just cannot get a piece of paper or a piece of deed in their hands. But the last time I spoke to you in Goodwood, at a meeting in Goodwood before the April election, I spoke to you about the issue with our titles and our deeds. And I'm happy to say tonight that after some timely intervention and some collaboration with the ministry in Trinidad, I am proud to say that the Office of the Chief Secretary recently opened a desk that is to help any and every Tobagonian who need to get their documents in order and to administrate for their land. We hire the lawyers, we paying for the surveyors, and all you have to do is show up and we will help you through the process at no cost to you, but at the cost being borne by the Tobago House of Assembly to ensure that the people of Tobago get their lands in their names so you could collateralize your land. That is performance. That is action instead of just talking about the problem. That is finding a solution for a problem that has plagued us for many, many years. And so, it is our policy. It is our policy to ensure that we provide incentives to Tobago for affordable housing development. And what would those incentives under TPP administration look like? Those incentives will look like the TPP putting in our budget estimates a requirement for the central government to provide tax waivers through the Ministry of Finance tax waivers for any private or public company that is involved in the construction of homes for consumption by the locals, by indigenous people, by the Tobago community. If you are going to invest your money into building homes, you should get some taxes off to ensure that we can pass those savings on to you, the consumer. The Tobago House of Assembly itself is developing a suite of incentives. And I want you to listen carefully, because if you play mad and vote for them other people, them incentives going through the door, and them going to be able to afford big house, and you can't afford anything at all. And so those incentives will look like the Tobago House of Assembly making its lands available to local contractors and builders to build family homes, multi-family dwelling units especially, so that you, the people, can have access. What does that mean? You are a big contractor. You are a developer. You're from right here in Tobago. I am going to say, give you the land. I am not charging you for the land at no cost to you. So you can now pass those savings on to the Tobago consumer. And on top of that, you see that long list that Whitey has over in settlements with people that have applied for homes. Then we take from that same list and apply it to the units being built in this public-private partnership arrangement. Brothers and sisters, that is how you start attacking the market. Further than that, we as a government have a policy of providing lands for Tobagonians. We all know how the thing does go. You get a piece of land, granny leave a piece of land for you, and if all you could build right now is a little 20 by 20, you build that, and then you add on piece by piece every year until your house finish. And then you're driving through that same community 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and you see some mansions, and you're thinking it's rich people build them. But it's not rich people, because the Tobago and Tobagonians, I know, have pride in where they live and how we build our homes. And even if it takes us 20 years to get it done, we will take our time and build brick by brick or wood by wood until we get a decent home for ourselves and our families. And so we will empower you by giving you access to lands. And that is why I am proud to say that this administration I led and still am leading has actually distributed more lands in a 4-year term than any previous administration to the people of Tobago for the sole purpose of building houses. We had Whitey giving out some lands. There were extra lands all along in Castara, in Blemming, Belgarden, and other areas. Whitey give out all. And on top of that, under the Office of the Chief Secretary, we developed a program called POSH, Public Officers Subsidized Housing. And with that program, once you are a public officer, either on contract or on the establishment, you were entitled to apply. And guess what we did? We give away lands. Well, you didn't give it away, But you could have get piece of land for as little as $70,000 to build your own home. And when we talk to the bank said, well, that doesn't require a mortgage. There's a small loan. Imagine you, a Tobagonian, could own a piece of this 116 square miles real estate for a small loan. That could have never happened under PNM. Never. Instead, you would have been encouraged to take this small loan and buy a car. To buy second-hand car. Instead, we are encouraging you to take that small loan and invest in your family's future and invest in land. Invest in something you could put some sweat equity in and you can build. Land or spoil. And so, our policy is to provide such access to you. We also, as a country, have to look at the issue of rent control. And yes, the discussion is going apace about what it will cost to rent. Now that landlords will have to pay taxes on the earnings from the actual rent. But we have to have a discussion about how we manage the cost, the value of rent. And if we are honest, some properties to rent are ridiculously high. They are cost prohibitive. And we're seeing, we have to pay for a little studio or a one bedroom. It's big money. And so we have to have a conversation as a government and a strategy to treat with managing rent on the island. We also have to speak to the issue about how we enhance infrastructure and public service, because we have to look at where people live. And we have been having conversations about whether we should turn some communities into gated communities or not. You see, as far as I'm concerned, the whole of Tobago is one big gated community. You should be safe any and everywhere you drive or traverse on this island. That must be the objective of this government. It can't be that you're safe in some communities and you're unsafe in others. You must be safe everywhere. And when we say Tobago is we, it's because we appreciate that in our little Tobago, in one little village, you'll get a mansion right next to a little caboose, right next to a medium-sized house, because all our way is one family and all our way does live as one. And so we should not change that dynamic to try to put the haves into one section and the have-nots into another. What we need to do is to take the have-nots and find a way to uplift them and ensure that they have a piece of the pie too and that they can own a home too. That is critical, because in home ownership, you are able to treat with the education of your children better. Just a couple weeks ago, I was at a town hall on Channel 5, and a little girl spoke about living in a home where they have no electricity, no running water, and once it gets dark, she cannot complete her homework. A good home provides an avenue for parents to successfully educate their children. A good home provides security, especially against predators. A good home provides a place for peace, a place where mental wellness can be had, a place where when you have family members who are ill, they can be rehabilitated. We should not undervalue the need to provide for all our people a home. Provide homes that are meaningful. So we are going to support community land trusts. We are going to support communities coming together and putting their lands together. We all talk about this Susu lands model. In fact, I think, and I keep hearing, we should name the park after Pamela Nicholson. The truth is, if residents in that area were grateful, they should name the whole community after Pamela Nicholson. Because there were many Tobagonians and many distractors on the other side who were telling people, take back your money. Don't invest in it. You're wasting your money. Pam and them got throw away your money. Pam and them got go away with your money. You could buy land in Susu lands now. The same piece of land that at that time cost about $7,000. You could pay for that now. You have to pay close to $1 million for one lot of land in that area, because land does appreciate. Land seldom loses its value. And so through that model of community land trusts, we can develop housing communities where the community really is made up of shareholders, of people who combine, who together own in one trust all of the real estate in that community. We also have to encourage sustainable building practices as an island. You don't know, but it costs us millions every year. Every single time rain falls heavy and people's house washing away, we have to start to pay attention to how we build, where we build, how we design our homes, and the kind of materials that we use. So you know, if you live next to the sea, you can't build your house like how they build Magdalena. Because if you build it like how they build Magdalena, the whole thing was seen away and falling down. So it's a big shock that down there now. If you build using sustainable methods, then you can in fact build in a way that can withstand the climate changes that we will experience. You will get what is called resiliency. Resilience, climate resilience, understanding that any moment strong winds could pass, heavy rains could pass, that Tobago, because a large part of its geology is volcanic in nature, you will have steep steep inclines, high mountains, rich fertile soils, but yes, when the rain falls, it does run away. So we have to build understanding that and using green and sustainable methods as we build. We also have to ensure that we continue to monitor and evaluate housing policies. And that's why I'm insistent that tongue and country planning must come to Tobago. How people in our next place could sit down and decide for we what is appropriate for our landscape and our climate and then live here. That cannot make sense. And so, in our policy and our framing for housing, we have to look at those building policies, those housing policies, how we repurpose communities, how we ensure that our general planning of the island is done in such a way that we protect indigenous communities, protect local cultures, and at the same time allow Tobagonians to expand and to build. I told you last night that all we have is 116 square miles, with a significant chunk of that being the main ridge rainforest, for which we cannot touch for preservation purposes and to ensure that our aquifers continue to overflow with water. But at the same time, with the rest that we have, what's remaining, we have to work on policies that will allow for much more multi-family dwelling units. And I want to talk to the young people, because I know people my parents' age is set in their ways. They want their own house with their own land, with their own fruit trees, and they want to mind goat and sheep in the backyard. But for us who are younger and much more modern-minded, we have to start to consider multi-family dwelling units and vertical developments so that all of us will have a roof over our heads, instead of everybody trying to get an individual piece of land, because it's just not practical. It's just not possible given the size of our island. And of course, in all that we're doing, we will ensure that we engage community stakeholders. We will ensure that we talk to you, that you are part of the conversation. Because these past 4 years, we spent considerable sums ensuring that we protect you and your homes. As a matter of fact, Whitey spoke, but I don't know if Whitey told you that under his leadership at the Division of Settlements, this administration has given out more monies in grants, home improvement grants, than any other government in the history of the Tobago House of Assembly. As a matter of fact, in our very first year, in less than a year, in June 2022, you know how much we gave out? We gave out $9.2 million in home improvement grants in our first year, because we decided the whole long backlog that day, all the people pre-approved from since PNM days, we're going to come and pay out all the money, clean the slate, and start anew. That's what this administration did. And just a few months ago, we gave out a further $1.245 million in grants again. And so when we look over the 4 years and what have been given every single year, I can say to you without fear of contradiction that no previous Tobago House of Assembly administration has given so much monies to Tobagonians to fix up their house, to buy windows, to pay for doors, to pay for roof, to build a little foundation. Not a single other government has done that in Tobago. And that's important because we are not just saying to you that we like you. We're not just saying to you that we love you. But when we say Tobago is we, it's because we too feel your pain and understand what it means to not have a decent home. And let me bring the message home now, because I don't want you to feel that this chief secretary somehow get through and all of we ain't get through yet. And I want to use myself as a case study. So I'm telling you my own business now. And I could tell them my own business because me and thief no money, no kickbacks and pay for nothing, no property for me, that me ain't involved in no corruption, and all my things filed before the Integrity Commission. So they could say what they want. I could, without fear of any repercussions, tell you my own business. Because it's clean, it's pure, and every transaction is above board. And I am sure you can't go and ask the man on the next side that. You can't go and ask him how we get property in Salmon Grove and buy 2 new cars in the same year. Because I'm chief second, I don't think I could afford all of that in 1 year. So, but I could tell you about me. When I came into this job, I'm sure you remember someone on the other side was teasing and saying, Farley lived downstairs, he had a house. You remember that? Something I was very comfortable doing until I could afford my own. Because from where I grew up and the Tobago, I know we don't beg, we don't borrow, and we just live comfortable within our means until we could do better. We are poor, but we pious. And we understand what it is to live upright, regardless of what we have. Wherever God give it, we understand that godliness with contentment is great gain, and that the blessings just flow. And sometimes you see your neighbor get through. Just know the blessings in the neighborhood. Don't worry yourself. Don't envy nobody for anything. Work hard and your time will come too. So I came into this job with persons saying, well, he living downstairs in father's house. So my wife and I decided as a goal, as a couple, we must purchase a property because we have to get our own. We are adults. We have a child. Both of us employed gainfully. Both of us are properly educated. So chances are we could meet the expenses. So you know what we did? We went looking all over the place to find piece of property. And you know when it comes to that, women, you just end up being in charge. Because for a man like me, I could live anywhere. I could live in the bush and all, and I good. But when it comes to that, is wherever the woman says she like and where she want to live, you just have to say yes, sonny, and go along with it. When you're married and you put on this ring, fellas, know who's the real boss in the house. That is just how life is. And so eventually we decided on a place. And I am a chief secretary. And to get that place, you know what it required? It required going to the bank. It required getting the quotation, getting a pre-approved for a certain amount. It required negotiating with the seller and saying to the seller, oh gosh, you can't sell out everything to outsiders. Come down with your price a little bit now. And it's a good thing I had an employee who is a classmate of the seller. And I tell him, go beg your classmate. Give you a better price than that now. Eventually they came down. I take the Mazda, the first car I ever owned and purchased in my life, and I sell it so I could get cash. Because the bank will order cash down payment, right? So that it's not 100% finance, which will be much more expensive. So I sell the car and I liquidating assets now. Sell the car, I get some cash, I go into the bank, I pay me down payment, I pay for insurance, I have to pay for lawyer fees, I have to pay for them to do all kind of search, or stamp duty, till they almost overcharge me for stamp duty. I have to remind them I'm a first time home owner and I'm entitled to some taxes off. And then eventually we got through the property. But we didn't just get through. You know what the deed is now? The deed in the bank. Because the bank own it. Right? And although I pay for the land and paying present continuous to the land, because when the month come and the salary go in the account, the first thing the bank doing is taking out their money. Right? So we get a little increase from the former prime minister when they raise the salary. So, but as the money go in the bank, they take out their money and they're gone. every month. And on top of that, I have to now do a fresh proposal to go back to the same bank to say, look, I need more money to build now. So all I have now is land and an unfinished piece of house. And to finish it and to build, I have to go back to the same bank, increase my debt to build. Why am I telling you this? It's not because I feel boastful tonight. It's because I want you to appreciate that if I as Chief Secretary have to go through that and sometimes find it difficult to meet the costs to own a home, what about the man who will never become Chief Secretary? What about the youth who all they're doing is working on the side of the road, daily rated workers? And so when as a government we come to you and we say, look, we have lands, and whether you are a daily rated worker, you're monthly paid, you're on contract, you're on short-term employment, once you're working in the THA and for the THA, we are making lands available for you cheap, cheap, cheap. Small loan price, $70,000, is because we want to ensure that the single mother that works in CPEP could actually get a loan to purchase a piece of land that she can now in turn collateralize over time and build a home, whether it's modest or big, that will be her business. But at least she can secure the future of her children. So this is not a government where I have a Chief Secretary who go on in the lead because he could probably afford it, but because his salary is a little better than yours and ignoring you. I am looking back to where I come from and saying, if I could make it up thanks to you, the people of Tobago, I have to implement policies so that you, the people of Tobago, can get a chance to make it up the ladder too. You have to get a chance too. And it's why we continue to spend a lot of money on latrinic eradication, why we continue to give so much in grants, why we're trying to change the policy so that even if the land not in your name, once you could show that you have been living on that piece of land for an extended period, we will give you the assistance and the grants same way. That has to be how we treat with people. And so we say Tobago is we. This is about inclusion and not exclusion. It's about how we involve every single one of you. And all you youngsters standing around in the corner who might be thinking that, look, I could never ever own a house. I want to tell you tonight, voting for the Tobago People's Party means you have a better chance of owning a home than voting if you vote for the other side. Because we have been implementing policies to make it easier for you to get a chance. You must get a chance too. You must ensure that you put yourself in alignment. Because the next step that we are going to take, and this is the final point, we have a set of government quarters all over the place. Most of them derelict. You can't live in them. Nobody took care of them for all of these years. I tell you, anything you put in the hands of P&M does mash up. Anything you put in the hands does mash up. They can't maintain nothing. They can't fix nothing. And then every government that comes after them have to come and fix up their mess. So 21 years today, we are walking into government quarters, all the ceiling and roof falling in, big cracks in the wall, the things are falling apart. Sometimes we go into our government quarters, pipe bust and just running. People paying the water rate, but the water bill, but nobody paying attention to the fact that the pipe bust in the house and running probably for weeks, months on end, flooding out the place, damaging the foundation. That is what we have as government quarters. And so as Chief Secretary, I instructed the Chief Administrator to have every single one of them evaluated and a value placed on them at the current state. And based on the value at the current state, we are then going to sell them to public officers, meaning people who are employed under the Tobago House of Assembly. So you could take them, fix them up, and live inside of them, instead of those precious real estate being left to rot and to waste. That is how you have a government that cares. That is how we create policy to ensure that people who don't have a slice of the pie. This is about all of us eating our food, not some of us, not one of us, not a few of us. Sometimes when you listen to them, and we'll have enough time to talk about this, but sometimes when you listen to them, you could tell that they are a party for the haves and not the have-nots. They're a party for the big wig friends. They're always making a case for the big shot friends. The people who they unceremoniously and without due process and corruptly gave contracts to, making cases for them. They will even make case for a man who does thief land. He leaves Tobago and got Trinidad and thieving government dirt and had to go before court. They will even make a case for him. But this is a government that does not make cases for any contractor. We make cases for the people of Tobago because we are in your defense. We are in your service. This is the Tobago People's Party. Tobago is we. Tobago is we. Tobago is we. And when you say over the next couple weeks that Tobago is we are talking about the fact that every single one of us is a part of this equation. This is governance for everybody and not some are we. This is government for all are we. This is a government that recognizes that we are all practically related. It's one big family here in Tobago. And everybody seated here, everyone standing along the roadway could probably trace their family back to each other inside here. Assure me and you related, Miss Second, and we probably don't even know. And even your mister next to you, though he is straighter than mine, if we check closely, we probably related too. Because in this Tobago that we live in, is about all are we. It's about Tobago is we. It's Tobago is you. Tobago is me. And together we have to fix this island and continue to develop this island. Finally, I'm sure you all have heard that our former colleague has said he will support us in this election. Because Tobago is we. Now, let me be very clear, pellucidly clear. There is no coalition, there is no partnership, there is no teaming up. Nobody ain't giving up the party to join nobody. Nobody ain't asked nobody to give up the party to join anybody. No money ain't paid to anybody. Because when we say Tobago is we don't need money to rally around each other and to be protective of each other and to be patriotic to this 116 square miles. And it's a clear understanding that this party is birthed in Tobago, the other party is birthed in Port of Spain. So when we say Tobago is we, that includes we who form this thing and we who are on the outside supporting this thing. And it can't be them who want to take the marching orders from Port of Spain or elsewhere. Their foundation is elsewhere. Our foundation is built right here. Right here. Solid as a rock. We ain't going nowhere. And so I want to publicly acknowledge his support. Notwithstanding the fact there is no secret that we have disagreed many times and we have disagreed strongly many times. But the Tobago I know, even when you and your brother disagree, you ever have a sibling or a big cousin, but I have no other brothers, but I have bigger cousins, and all they disagree at home, and all they go to school the next day, and one person play mad and jump on one of you. All the disagreement out the door, and all are we fighting against the one outsider. That is the Tobago spirit, and that is what we're going to do in this election. So PNM go see black and blue and get a backside wash through and through, all 15 seats for the Tobago People's Party.
You respect that?
Because Tobago is we. Because Tobago is we. So we may fight each other in the house. We may have disagreements in the house. We may have different policy positions in the house. And that is normal for different people living in the same house called Tobago. But when it comes to protecting these 116 square miles, nobody could do it like Tobagonians. And that's why tonight I end by making a call. In the same way we're getting the support of Mr. Duke and his team, are calling on those who are PNM and you're fed up. And you know your leadership not good. And you're vexed since the days they kick out Kelvin Charles. Take your vexation and join this team because Tobago is we.
You respect that?
I want to make a clarion call. You're fed up because you have one woman, one day she's PNM, next day she by herself, and all she could muster is 48 votes. And you're sure you're going to lose your deposit. Save your money. You have land that you could buy from the TPP. Save your money and come and join this revolution because Tobago is we. I have a good brother. All the time he telling Tobagonians, let we secede. If they can't argue with federalism, let we secede. Now all of a sudden his campaign is we should accept the bill as it were. Granted, the bill that they placed before us gave us no authority on national security whatsoever. Not even concurrence we got in the bills that they carry before the parliament. And yet, he is saying we shall take it just so. All of a sudden, he find money advertising on TV6. We have no money for TV6. We could only use little poor Channel 5 and Tobago updates. Because that is as far as the budget goes. And tambourine. And when we're selling your hats and cup for $20 is because I know George and Benoit and Nana and them going to charge we a bill that we had to pay down. But Tobago is we. So we need no national television station or media house to carry our news. We will support Tobago and Tobago businesses only in this campaign. Tobago is we. And let me be clear. This is not a xenophobic message. This does not mean that as Tobagonians, we can't do business with outsiders. This does not mean that we are not welcoming to foreign direct investment. This does not mean that our Trinidadian brothers and sisters can't come and do business in Tobago. What it means is that we, the people of Tobago, will decide for ourselves the terms and conditions under which they will engage us on these 116 square miles. That's the difference when we say Tobago is we.
You respect that? You respect that?
And so when they come in and trying to tell you Tobago first now, that's because Tobago was never first for them. Tobago wasn't first for them when Foster and all the boys were getting contracts in Tobago. Tobago was not first for them when they gave Rahal and them some big money down in Milshove. And all now and every single year, we have to pay close to $20 million. Every year, we have to pay $20 million plus $500,000 on maintenance fees every single year to a Trinidad firm, a Trinidad P&M financier. We ain't engaging no financier from Trinidad. We will take the best from Trinidad and Tobago, from Tobago and Trinidad. We will build out this greatest little island on the planet, and we will ensure that all Tobagonians have a piece of the pie and have a share. I was telling you last night, all the talking and trying to talk Tobago. Look at Grenada. Grenada unemployment is about 7.5%. You know what Tobago own is? Tobago own is about 4%, which is negligible in terms of statistics, which is almost a full employment. Unless I understand that there's some underemployment issues, and we have to talk about how we build out the private sector so that there are opportunities outside of the government sector for you, so you will not be underemployed. But insofar as employment, Tobago is doing better than Grenada and Barbados in terms of what our unemployment rate looks like. And that is an achievement post-COVID. And because you had a TPP administration, we didn't just say how he hang his swing. If people lose their house, they lose their house. If people roof leaking, they leaking. If people lose their job, they lose their job. What we have said is we are going to invest in you. And that's why from health and social wellness all the way to settlements, we have given more in social services and grants than any other administration. Because when we say Tobago is we are putting our monies where our mouths are in ensuring that you are taken care of. And so as you walk this island, tell them Tobago is we. Tell them Tobago is we. When the former PM tried to come up, tell him Tobago is we. And probably does not include he. Because the Tobago I know rejected him over and over again. Ogis beat him, Pamela Nicholson beat him, and Tobago has always rejected him because he has never represented the ideals of these 116 square miles. So when he come, tell him Tobago is we, not for his rich 1% friends. Tobago is we. And we don't want no conversations about that whatsoever. Tobago is we. That's your message over the next couple weeks. And as we go into Christmas, it's a perfect opportunity to remind your neighbors, not just in words, but in action, what it means, what we mean by Tobago is we. Because the Christmas we know is a Christmas where we shared. My grandparents weren't rich, you know. My grandfather was a bus driver. My grandmother stayed home and sewed clothes and make kitchen towels and altered clothes to people and cooked every day. But guess what? What we understood as a family is that what we have, the neighbors also have. We can't have and the neighbors don't have. What we understood as a family is that my garden, our garden, also belong to the neighbors. So if we reaping yam right now, again pigeon peas some next door, that is the Tobago we know. And over this Christmas period, let us not get so rich and switch. Let us not get so modern and progressive that we forget those around us who may not have as much as we have. Because we have to continuously demonstrate what we mean by Tobago is we. And that means you have to also share with a neighbor. It's not enough for the government to give. But once you are a TPP member, once you are a member of this revolution, you are a part of a community scheme where we share with each other. We don't eat ham and slim. You might get a piece of beef or smoked chicken. Right? Yeah, you get some beef. And of course, come in my house, you get plenty fish. Because I'm from up so, Speyside. But Tobago is we. Tobago's people party. I am proud to be part of this revolution. I am proud that notwithstanding the fact that we are fledgling, we are young in terms of years, that we are in fact building out what will eventually become the greatest political movement in the entire Caribbean, in the entire Western Hemisphere. One where democracy reigns, one where people could have strong views and we support each other. And that's why, going forward, we have to appreciate the need for us to unify our forces. Because when the enemy catches us divided, they win and we lose. We, the people of Tobago, lose. We cannot afford that in this election. And so I know this district was a hotly contested one. Every day my ears bell a ring. Between Ava and June, my ears bell only a ring out. Everybody wants to know if I'm going to pick him or not pick him, and who are going to pick and who going to get picked and who not going to get picked. Now that a picking happened, time for us to come together. Time for us to work together. Time for us to understand that there's a common enemy to we, the people of Tobago. And that common enemy is red with envy right now. And we must come together and go house to house and bring out every vote. Time to get beyond our feelings. Time to work with our candidates. Not just here in Mason Hall, but every district. Work with our candidates. Go beyond egos. This can't be about how we feel. This can't be about who I feel better than who. This is about who in the wisdom of the party and the party processes and structures was chosen to represent. And then it will be our job to elect them and to support those who are elected all the way to the finish line. Tobago is we. The Tobago People's Party is we thing. It's a Tobago thing. And I don't expect those whose orientation and founding is in Trinidad to understand what that means. I don't expect them to understand and appreciate what that means. But Tobago is we. Tobago is we. Tobago is we. Not them. Tobago is we. Not them. Tobago is you and I. Tobago is we. Tobago looks like me and you. And come January 12th, early in the morning on 6 a.m., when the polls open, we are going to line up in great number. We're going to stand up there in the polls in great number, whether it rain or sunshine. We are going to be there in great number. We're not going to get distracted by carnival activities. We'll go down Trinidad, play with pan and come back up to Tobago. In time to vote, we're going to prepare for pan finals and semis and so on that coming after the 12th. But you see on the 12th, between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., we have a mission. And that mission is to keep Tobago out of the hands of people who don't understand the ethos of a Tobagonian, who don't understand what it means to be a Tobagonian. And we are going to do a patriotic thing, a prideful thing. And we are going to stand up for Tobago. We are going to vote resoundingly for the party that looks like the Tobago House of Assembly in color. We are going to vote blue. We are going to vote bravely. We are going to vote for the anchor. And we all know that this anchor holds. This anchor holds. Storms come and storms go, but this anchor holds. We have endured plenty, but this anchor holds. This anchor held us when police was at our door. This anchor held us when it looked as though we were going to fracture beyond repair. This anchor held us for 3.5 years when PNM became the enemy #1 of Tobago and Tobagonians. It held us and it will continue to hold come January 12, 2026. When we go out and vote resoundingly and ensure not a damn seat for them. Thank you and God bless you.
Tobago people, Tobago people, let's hear it. Now, I have 3 items remaining for you. We are not finished. Let's hear it for our political leader. So I have 3 announcements for you. I'm going to tell you where you will get meals tonight before you leave. I'm going to tell you who is the next entertainer as you're about to leave for the meals. You want the meals first or the entertainer first? Brothers and sisters, we have friends. We have friends. And he even coming from way in Mayaro, young king of 2005. He is the king of what we call double meaning calypso. Gives us hits like A Frightened to Live, Dan Raj in the Cell, Anamako me, Anamako he. Come in tonight, brothers and sisters. Come in to bring the curtain down, after which we'll assemble for meals. A brother, a friend, the mighty, the only Empire.
Hold on. One moment. I want to put on my t-shirt. Hold on. Let me put on my t-shirt because you see. Hold on. Sweet Sauce, bring this t-shirt and tell me if I don't put it on, I can't come on stage, so I put it on. Hold on. Nice. Before I sing, welcome to sing, let me send a message to someone in the audience. DJ, come. Bring it. I did not want to hurt your feelings. I really wanted to settle down. But our heart was a hit and run. Our heart was a hit and run. She tell me she had 3 children. When I get in, the woman got 10. Our heart was a hit and run. Our heart was a hit and run. Hey! She look good, look sweet, wonder what's underneath. I want to find out and I swift on my feet. Between me and you, I did not have a clue, so I do what I do in order to get through problems. She have not got a cent, phone bill to pay, owing 4 months rent. Night after night, she cannot rest, expecting courts to come and repossess. Nah. I do all to lockdown with delinquency. Those problems, my dear, that too big for me. You see, a man like me just want to have fun with my... Pull it! There enough for that. We ain't come to sing that, there is a message. Nice. If you look, remember the song, Help Me the Chorus. Who don't remember the song, Help Me the Chorus? And if you want to know the song, Help Me the Chorus. DJ. Reading. King Unique. Former Prince Unique. Reading, hey. I Mako he and I Mako she. I Mako he and I Mako she. I went with my daddy in the bush, was bird hunting, and saw my daddy buddy on a string. It was swinging. I Mako he and I Mako she. Sing. I Mako he and I Mako she. My mommy said, little boy, you have to confess. You see your daddy buddy, now you come to see my nest. I mako he and I mako she. I mako he and I mako she. Last night I watched my daddy put his body to a test. I saw my daddy body flew into mommy's nest. I mako he and I mako she. I mako he and I mako she. So I went and told my mommy I want to get a nest because I have a birdie and I want it to rest. I mako he and I mako she. I mako he and I mako she. Well, hear this. We don't peep. Here what it does do. Amako, 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 mako, mako. Listen to me. Eh? Come again. Chorus, chorus. Mako he and a mako she. I mako he and a mako she. My mommy said, little boy, you have to understand, I'm not giving you bad habit. You have to use your hand. I mako he and a mako she. I mako he and a mako she. I mako he and a mako she. Pull it. Thank you, say yeah. Love in the house. Yeah, now, I have to go back to Trinidad. You know what I'm going to tell them? I said, if I sing for a black man that named White. Correct is right. No, and now give Mr. White a nice round of applause, please, for supporting every. Or let's support him with a nice round of applause. Love in the house. Niceness. Yeah, well, that was nice. Eh? All right. Yes, it's a necessity. Now, all right, hear this. Let me, Prince, what to do, boy? I frightened to live. All right, give me, now go do band me song. Give me do band me song. Lyrics, reading. Give me now. Tell them do band me song. I'm not doing nothing wrong. Tell them band the number 4 so I won't use it anymore. Tell them don't ban me song. Too many years they leave me in pain. If they only ban the number 4, I will not use that now. Lyrics. I wanted to get cupcakes, so I went to the grocery. 4 cupcakes is what I take. I went home immediately. As I devoured those cupcakes, my belly started griping me. Lord, I cannot take it. Whole night it had me busy. My belly irritating. It was not a nice feeling. My body it vibrating. And I was cold sweating. I decided to sing about the cupcake because I wanted to know, is the 4 cupcake have me feeling so they ban it on the radio. Tell them don't ban the song. I'm not doing nothing wrong. Tell them ban the number 4 so I won't use it no more. Tell them don't ban me song. Too many years they leave me in pain if they only ban the number 4. Love in the house. Yeah, reading. I want to say it was nice performance for you. Love all you. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Just letting you know that meals are being served at the pavilion. Meals are being served at the pavilion.
Scarborough, Mount Grace. Join.
The proceeding was a paid political announcement.